Hello and welcome back to Montana John's Outdoor Adventures. I want you to like, subscribe, and click that bell for the notifications. I'm going to be doing a lot of educational videos on here, and you're going to see some cool guns that I shoot and take people out to shoot. So if you want to learn some really cool tricks about guns, click that like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications so you get all my new notifications on all my new videos. And remember, I'm all about gun safety and then guns and having fun and shooting. So gun safety first and having fun. And remember, if you want to get a gun, just go out and buy it and then bring it home and show your wife, because you can't return a firearm. So remember that. That's a good trick to know. Your girlfriend or your wife, if they don't want you to buy a gun, just go buy one. When you get home, they can't make you return it. So first thing we're going to do is check this gun to make sure it's empty. So we open up the bolt, gun safety first. Keep your finger away from the trigger. This gun is empty. This has a rotary magazine. This is a .22 Magnum. So here's your magazine. This is a Ruger M77, and this is a cool gun. There's a little tag that you push down right here, and you push that down, and then the bolt slides out. Some guns you have to pull the trigger and pull the bolt back in order to get the bolt out. This one's relatively easy. I'm going to put the firing pin or the safety back on safe. That way, if I hit the trigger by accident or anything, it won't drop the firing mechanism down in there. Okay, I'm going to look inside and inspect the chamber or the barrel, whatever. So the barrel looks clear. Okay. So what we're doing today is, I didn't explain this, but we're going to show you, or I'm going to show you how to properly store a firearm. So what you want to do is run a rod down it with some gun oil. So if you haven't cleaned your gun, run a brush through it, but I recommend putting a couple drops of oil on a patch. And if you have a spray, this is a spray lubricant, you can spray it. So we're going to run a rod right down the barrel, because I would rather have oil in my gun. We're going to lay this down here. I'd rather have oil in my gun than rust. And obviously this is not going to rust because it's a .22 Magnum stainless steel. So the barrel's stainless steel. So let's take a look and see how that looks. It's good, nice and clean. So I'm going to put the bolt back in, and the bolts will just line up and slide in. So you take the bolt, put it back in and slide it in, and it locks into place. Now, here's the tricky part. Always store your gun unloaded and with an empty magazine. Don't store your guns loaded. So now, when you're going to store this gun, you push the bolt forward, and as you push the bolt forward, you're going to take your safety off. So make sure the safety is on fire. You want to make the safety on fire so the gun will fire. And then also, like I said, just inspect the chamber. There's nothing in it. I can clearly see there's no bullet in the chamber. Physically see. It's on fire. Now you pull your finger on the trigger and you slowly close the bolt and drop it down. This puts the firing pin in the fired position. Now there is no tension on this spring. If you don't do that and you leave your gun like that, now your firing pin is pushed all the way out. So now your firing pin is crushing that spring. And what happens is the spring will weaken and the gun will not fire. Every time you pull the trigger, the spring will be too weak to advance the firing pin forward. So the firing pin will not hit the primer properly, and you will have misfires. Maybe 4 or 5 times the gun will fire, then it won't fire. So if you're afraid to do that, it's not going to hurt you to dry fire your gun. You can dry fire it, make sure the gun's empty, and you could dry fire it if you want. But if you don't want to dry fire your gun, when you put it back together after I showed you like how to clean it and wipe it down, what you do is you advance the bolt forward and you put your finger on the trigger. I looked, there's nothing in the chamber. Pull the trigger now. I'm pulling the trigger, and the firing pin goes down on its own. that is a very safe way to store your gun. Very safe. And if you store your gun like this, the firing pin, the spring for it should last forever. Firing pin, the springs do break or they weaken, and when you pull the trigger, they won't fire. So all of my guns are in a relaxed position. So remember, if you have a handgun, you can pull the trigger, you clear the chamber, make sure it's empty, pull the trigger, leave it set on an empty cylinder that is dry fired. And your gun will be properly stored. I also will take a little spray and spray it down. I did that already, and I always have two, like a rag that's dark. I have 2 t-shirts that I cut up, and these are nasty. So what I'll do is I'll wipe all the grit and crap off the gun, and then I'll take a nice, this is like 15 years old. This is seasoned pretty well. This is a nice clean silicone cloth, and I'll just wipe it down, remove any kind of rust on it, and now this gun, oh, and you can put the magazine back in. So you can put the magazine back in because you don't want to lose it or misplace it. Now this gun is safely and properly, will be able to be stored safely and properly. So remember, always keep your firing pin in your firing pin in a relaxed position. So remember, pull the trigger, drop the bolt down nice and slow. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can dry fire. It's not going to hurt it. But this gun now can be stored for 20 years just sitting here like this. It's all wiped down. I wiped the bolt down, I wiped the gun down, I put oil through the barrel, I wiped the trigger, I cleaned inside the housing. I mean, I did everything. This whole gun, this oil will just sit on this gun now. And you could put it away and let it sit somewhere for a long time. And you don't have to worry about it getting damaged. And if you have scope caps, I recommend putting scope caps on so you keep the optics nice and clear. So this is Montana John's Outdoor Adventures, and I want to tell you a little bit about Montana John's. I take people shooting guns here in Montana. It's a lot of fun. You get to shoot AR-9s, AR-12s, pistols, the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. That's a lot of fun to shoot that gun. And I throw in a cool t-shirt. I'm going to pop these gloves. Oh, I always wear gloves, because when you wear gloves, it keeps all the lead and all the stuff that you're cleaning, the chemicals, out of your pores of your skin. I will give you a Montana John's Outdoor Adventure t-shirt on my adventure when you join me. So if you come out here shooting, I supply the ride, so transportation, drinks, and I even take a picture. So you'll get a cool little picture, and right there on the spot, I give you a picture after you're done shooting, and you get all the guns to shoot, ammunition, eyewear, headphones, and you know, if you want to go on an adventure, you can go on an adventure as well. I have cool packages for a bunch of people if you want to go. I have lunch packages, and we can go out and check out some elk and deer and moose. You never know what you're going to see. You might even see Bigfoot out here in Montana because he's out here, so they say. So I want you to like, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell for all the notifications. Again, don't forget, like all my videos. Watch all my videos. I have some really cool educational videos. So like, subscribe, click the notification, and get ready for some really cool videos, because I know a lot about guns. Last 50 years I've been around guns almost. So I'm going to be doing some really cool things. So you're not going to want to miss out when I show you. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and God bless the USA, man. What a great country to live in. Thanks for watching. Bye.